Alright, what is going on, people, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved Max Speed, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Reaper King. Now, I do apologize in advance. I'm going to be taking a moment to kind of go over aberrations on the whole first, because one theme that I've been noticing from the comments of my viewers is that people aren't really familiar with aberrations. Maybe they've had a falling out with Ark, they haven't watched a lot of content recently, they haven't really played the game themselves, so I'm going to be going through and showing a little bit more about the cool and unique things that this DLC has to offer. So if you want to skip right to the Reaper King, it's going to be spawned in, and then I'll start using it at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so you can skip right to there. I'll leave an annotation right up on the video. Now, on to aberrations. My absolute favorite thing about this DLC is all of the new creatures that it adds and all the new items that it adds. It adds a hazard suit, which you're required to use if you want to go into radiated areas. Otherwise, you will die in about 30 seconds or less, no matter what your health is. Along with this, they've added in a wingsuit, which you can see I'm demonstrating the usage of right now. It allows you to fly down and kind of glide. I think it's called the glider suit. Obviously, that is the same thing that a wingsuit would do. It straps onto your armor, and as you use it more and more, it will take durability out of your chest piece. So it's not normally recommended to use that with a radiation suit, because as you're in the radiated areas, your hazard suit will slowly tick down on durability, so it's smarter to bring about 2 or 3 sets if you're going to go get a Reaper King yourself. Now, a Reaper King, if you're unfamiliar, is tamed by finding a Reaper Queen, which will spawn normally out in this area, which I'm flying over right now, in what I would call the black area or the radiated area. And you have to get them to very low HP, turn off your charge pet's light, and then they will emit a pinkish glow, which will signify that the Reaper Queen is ready to impregnate the player. So that is done by her taking her chest, or her tail, and shoving it into your chest and implanting you with a little baby face hugger, which will eventually grow up into a Reaper King if given enough time. You need to use a pheromone gland that you get from killing Reaper Queens when it's about to be given birth, but after that you should be pretty much good for getting your own tamed. Now, the Reaper King is, honestly, it didn't have the strongest introduction to Ark. A lot of people expected it to be the Giga 2.0, and the Ark devs really treated it like that without exactly giving it all the things that it needed to be backed up. So, what they did to fix this was buff its damage by a good amount. Normally, the Reaper King would have about 300% damage after imprinting. Now you're going to be looking closer to 450, and it's going to be going up a lot per level. So, I'm going to go here and fast forward to when I actually spawn in the Reaper King, and you can see this one is a 225, because when you use the Force Tame command on it, it doesn't actually increase its levels. And what a weird color scheme I got for this. I thought I actually spawned in the wrong one, because I've got a couple Reaper Kings myself in my own playthroughs with friends, but never have I ever seen anything that looks like this one. I'm not going to say it looks good, but it certainly is interesting. So, imprinting will obviously give you a bit more movement speed. I like to exclude that from all the other videos because of the fact that there's a lot of variations. Maybe you couldn't get the kibble right. Maybe you're on a server that has imprinting boosted, so I normally leave it at vanilla rates. But the Reaper King, you're pretty much always going to get it fully imprinted, even though at the moment Aberrations kibble system is very bugged. So, there's a level 1 there, a 150, and the 225. The 225 is, of course, the one we're going to be using. The Reaper King's level is affected by its mother. So, the first time that my friend and I went to go down into the black area, we encountered a level 70 Reaper Queen, and we were like, perfect. It's not that high of a level, it's going to be easy to get let down to low HP, it's not going to do too much damage to us, and then we'll just get a level 75 Reaper King because of the fact that while it's in your chest, you can get experience for it, which will in turn level it up. However, don't make that mistake. The mother's level will affect the level of your Reaper King, and then the XP will be added after that. So you can find a 150 Wild Reaper Queen, then after that, get 75 levels while getting XP while the baby is inside of your chest, and then it will pop out at a 224, or 225 rather. 224 would normally be the maximum dinosaur level you get. Not so with the Reaper King. So, easily the hardest tame in Ark. And I say that bar none. Gigas are simple, honestly. Giga's one of the easiest tames you could possibly do. Set a bear trap down, 3 metal dinosaur gates, put one right behind it as it runs in, circle around, and trap it. Then you can just crossbow it forever because it has such a high health pool you don't need to worry about it. The Reaper King, not so. If you get too low in HP, it will probably kill you because of the fact that you have to hold up a shield, otherwise the Reaper Queen will eat you. If your armor is destroyed even for a brief moment, and you take a single tick of radiation damage, the Reaper baby will die inside of you. And as you can see, we're doing the max speed here. Already one of the fastest things in Ark. becomes even faster. I couldn't really recommend a max movement speed build. This is painful. Don't watch this part of the video. This is just why I hate water in this map. Of course, the purple water does damage over time. And then there are jellyfish, for whatever reason, just in case the purple water didn't kill you enough already. So, the Reaper King doesn't have a saddle, so it is already heavily reliant on its massive health pool, which could get upwards of 50,000. But without the saddle and having taken bonus damage from having a light shine upon it, means that its health pool isn't as high as you would expect to be, but there's lots of other utility to be had from the Reaper King. You get a very large health pool, a very fast creature, one of the best jumps in the entire game. You'll see a couple of times in this video I'm going to fall from a really high ledge, and of the 25,000 HP that this Reaper King currently has, it will lose maybe 100 from falling the maximum distance that you possibly could ever hope to survive. At the moment, Kibble is totally broken on Aberration, as I said, so I don't really expect for people to be happy about that for very much longer. They're already complaining a lot on the forums, on Reddit, everywhere you could possibly think. So hopefully the Arc devs will get fixing that soon. But as it stands, there's actually no current recipe to making stuff like Featherlight Kibble or I guess Glowtail Kibble as well, and other things like that that would have been added new with Aberrations. So, if you can't run faster than your opponent, you can just slow them down. And the Reaper King is absolutely 100% with this mentality, because you'll see here I run up a hill and attack a Spino. The Reaper King has 3 attacks. It's got the standard left click. As you can see, it has a very good turning circle. It's got the standard left click bite attack. It has a right click which launches forward little webs from your tail that will slow your enemies drastically. And it has a C spin around attack which will do massive knockback. And a fair bit of damage too, I must say. It surprises you how much damage you can do with your spin around C attack. There, as I said before, was an insane buff that made the Reaper King do quite a bit more damage. So you can hope to 3-shot nearly any predator on this map, maybe 5 or 6 for some bigger ones like Spinos and Megalosauruses. But as you can see, if you're looking at my health in the top right here, falling, and I take, well, I think I was at 2,000 or 20 some. It went down by about 100. That's all I really know. You can kind of control your jump while in midair. You can see I had to slow myself down so as to avoid the purple water a little bit more. And you can see there's the knockback attack. It really is a quick creature, and I don't think that there's going to be much else in the entire game that would outrun this. I could maybe see a Gallimimus taking it in a head-to-head race, but if you remember from the Max Speed Ravager video, it couldn't even outrun a wild Reaper Queen, which I believe is a tad bit faster than a tamed Reaper King, but at this point, it isn't even comparable. So, I'm going to be jumping down all the way. This is one of the biggest falls you can take in all of Ark. And there's a rock drake that aggroes me and tries to follow me, but he just kind of... I don't know exactly what he does, but he tries to follow me down, not having any of it. So, keep an eye on my health in the top right. I can't see the number from my little viewing window as I'm voicing over this, but it barely goes down whatsoever, which is, as I said in the Basilisk video, probably should get carried over to that creature too. So, that's pretty much my concluding thoughts on the Reaper King. I really, really like it. It's just such an incredible creature. It's nothing like it in all of Ark. It sounds cool. It looks amazing. It just gives you this sense of power that not a lot of other creatures can give you. Maybe a Rex, but they're a bit small compared to some of the other really, really apex predators like the Wyvern or the Giga. The Wyvern got gimped a little bit after the Flyer nerf, and mostly they're going to be pumped in stamina at this point. And the Giga just kind of feels chunky and slow, and it doesn't handle quite as well as the Reaper King does. And while the Reaper King isn't exactly as strong as most of those creatures, it certainly feels like it, and it just feels absolutely amazing. And there's nothing more satisfying than getting one of these guys. It's no wonder they're so hard to get. I'm thinking about doing a video where I'm going to talk about a way to tame the Reaper King, because I looked through YouTube and I saw that all the videos explaining how to get your own Reaper King were 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and that's just unacceptable. When you're in the heat of the moment, you don't want to watch a 35-minute video with somebody screaming at the top of their lungs. You want to watch a shorter, more concise video. So I was thinking of doing something along the lines of explaining the full process in getting your own Reaper King in under 7 minutes or under 5 minutes, if I could even hope to achieve that. You can see here, these are all the different colors that you can get. This is the one that I used in the video. And just all these awesome colors. The 4 that my tribe has gotten in my playthrough, we got black on white, black on brown on white, black on orange on white, and black on white again. And it's just, these things come in such a variety of colors. It's absolutely incredible. So you can see that command that I used there if you want to spawn in your own. I'll put it in the description. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on that video about maybe getting your own Reaper King in a shorter amount of time with more concise points that are scripted and easy to comprehend. So thank you all so much for watching. And that's really all I have to say on the matter. I just enjoy the Reaper King more than anything else in this entire game. Peace.